back
I don't
again.
know why I'm talking like that.
Me and all my buddies, we're back. I'm Fayaz.
He's got the Avengers, and I got the
Spider-Man.
And we're going to talk a little bit about horror movies. If you're a horror movie buff, I am.
I'm not a buff, but
Faz not so much.
I watch them.
I'm more of that guy. He watches them, but he's not that big a deal. But we want to talk today a little bit about what is that horror movie that you ever watched and you were home alone, one that got you where you're going. Lift your feet up on the couch or in the bed, looking around every time you hear a noise. What's that one movie that got to you just like that?
You want to know what it is? You really want to know? Poltergeist. Poltergeist. Well, that was Poltergeist, right? With the little girl sitting in front of the TV and the crazy little lady.
Yeah.
Who had that freaking twang accent and the freaking what? Yeah. And then I found out later that girl died for real, and it was right.
Yeah.
It was.
A bunch of people died or got injured. From
it was just too weird, man. It was just too weird. I don't even think I've watched it again.
It's really terrible now.
Yeah.
So if you watch it now, you'd be like, "Why was I scared of that? That's awful."
But when I was smaller, and I watched that one. I remember watching it when nobody else was around. Nobody else was in that. It was just me, and I was like, dude, this is kind of weird. Because she's staring at a TV, I'm watching it on the TV. It's just. The whole thing was weird with that movie, and then everything that happened to some of those people after that were actually in the movie afterwards was even stranger. So that was kind of wacky for me. What was yours?
I was home alone once as a kid. I think I was like maybe 10 or 11. Everybody was gone, and The Exorcist was on.
Oh shit!
And I wouldn't get up and turn the channel. I was forever. That movie is tormented. The worst part is I grew up Catholic, so that's even.
Oh God.
Yeah. The whole demon thing and the priests and all that stuff going on. That even makes it worse, man. I probably didn't sleep for a week. And I was, you were a kid. That's one of those things, man. But after that, I kind of got into horror movies, and I got into them to the point where a lot of them make me laugh. And there's a few here and there that will catch me in a jump scare, but I'm not one just to go, we cover my. I may jump, but I'll start laughing.
Yeah,
I have good reactions. I enjoy it, so that's one of those things.
Yeah, I enjoy them. I think they're cool. Some of them are, anymore kind of cheesy. I enjoyed kind of watching Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, Chucky. Chucky was a little outlandish. Chucky was a good movie, but. Here's a little outlandish.
But the best part about him is him and Freddy Krueger have the best one-liners. They talk trash the whole time.
And so
they talk trash and have some of the best one-liners.
So it made it kind of entertaining. Then you got like newer horror movies like I don't even know if you'd really
Insidious.
Yeah, Insidious or. God, what was the one? Oh, there was a whole series on these. The best one was the first one. I would call Saw a horror movie.
Yeah, the first one. But that was
kind of
more of a. What would you say? Not so much horror as it was like
suspense, maybe. I don't know.
Well,
it kind of had that weird.
Well, the first one was amazing. The rest after that.
The first one was amazing. Because it was that twist idea at the end you weren't expecting, right? So in the second one, you kind of knew there was going to be a twist, and in the third one, and in the fourth one, and me just being have to be that person has to watch. I watched them all, but none of them were as good as the first one. Yeah, they're just not. That was an idea you can't run with over and over because you've given the twist away. It's going to happen eventually. Right.
Well, it's kind of like the Halloween and the whole Michael Myers thing. Come on, this dude has been shot. He's been burned. He's been hit by cars. And I don't care how crazy you are. You're not Superman. Insanity does not make you Superman.
I love in horror movies when people are running and they're running and then they fall down and they hurt themselves and they start crawling and you're like, the dude that's chasing you is not even running. Is like, how are you not getting away? You know what I mean? You just it's just it's. I get it, but it's a weird dynamic. Sometimes I'm like,
well, the thing,
what are you doing? Yeah, you could roll faster than he's walking. Yeah,
is the walking thing, and then them ending up ahead of you. Did he start sprinting?
Yeah, no,
because he never sprinted
anywhere
else.
How did he get before. There?
He always walked.
What was he doing there? How did he end up in front of you? It was like you had a mile head start on the guy. Even if you fell down and hurt yourself, you're winning. You should be winning. Yeah, dude, it was crazy, man. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah,
just crazy movies like that, man. I don't know. Horror movies. You could. They're kind of different, right? Like you have the horror movies where you have the person comes back from the dead, or things like that. But even movies where there's just wacky murderous type people that are, and it's spooky and, that's kind of a horror movie. I don't know if you'd consider, what's that movie where the guy has like multiple personalities and then the most powerful one is he turns into a werewolf?
Yeah. Well, not necessarily a werewolf. The Beast.
The Beast, whatever it was. He seemed like he was a werewolf to me.
Yeah, Split. He was Split. Split was the first one, and then they intertwined it with Glass and right.
I don't know if you call Split a horror movie, but it kind of went that way. It's probably 45 minutes of that movie I could have done without, but I mean it was a good idea, a good movie. The way they did it. But my point was like sometimes you can almost, there's like certain movies where it's just like a murderous type of person or people that almost makes it like a horror movie, like like The Devil's Rejects or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Well, those things from Rob Zombie though are a whole different thing unto themselves.
It's very 70s, just old school, it's very,
It kind of has that grindhouse feel.
Yes.
So, and the whole thing is with him though is like he had a couple movies out there that kind of they weren't the best, but he had some that were really good. And I'm a big Rob Zombie fan, music wise and movie wise.
Me too.
Just sometimes
dude's an artist altogether, man. So.
Yeah, it doesn't always work, some of the stuff he tries to put together, but I enjoyed some of it as well. I just think that some of the movies get a little far, but I enjoy them, and I enjoy being a part of what they call this horror culture. Now, I'm not some freak who's like, oh, they're my Bible of, I love a lot of different types of movies.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's definitely a different scene to be a part of. And if you've never been to like a Texas Frightmare, that's a pretty cool place to go as well. It's a con, like a Comic-Con type of thing, but it's for horror movies and sci-fi. And there's always people in it that have been in all types of horror movies from way back in the day till now. People to meet, different stuff they talk about, special guests, people dressing up.
Yeah.
A lot of the haunted houses around here will have a lot of their people dressed up and passing out stuff about them going on, and that's things going on. And I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun to me. Like I said, I enjoy a lot of different things. So, but it's one of my things that I enjoy doing most of all. I know you've never been, but hopefully this year we will get to go.
Yeah, definitely. If everything,
if everything gets back to normal.
Then we can go do some crazy stuff like that. That'd be fun, There's movies like Psycho, and I mean, the Candyman. That was a horror movie, right? Would you consider that? Would you consider that a horror movie?
Yes. It is a horror movie, and I have met Tony Todd, the original Candyman.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Now, I like the first one, and now they're doing a remake.
Oh, are they?
Peele. You know that guy from Key and Peele?
Yeah.
He is producing and directing this new Candyman that's coming out. Now, I'm not happy because one of the things I'm having a problem with is it's not Tony Todd. Tony Todd is Candyman. He still looks the same. He still sounds the same. He could still pull off that role. I'll probably watch it, but I'm not going to be happy about it. Let's put it that way. There's one original Candyman, and that's Tony Todd, and I will stand by that.
Have you ever seen... I can't remember what it was called. I just remember the word candy cane in the movie. And these people are driving around. They're being chased by an 18-wheeler. Have you ever seen that movie?
Is it the one? Is it the Stephen King? Who Made Who?
I don't know. I can't.
I think that was a... No, what was it called?
And it kept going like over the CB radio. All you'd hear is candy cane. And the semi, yeah, dude, it's crazy, dude. The semi truck is just chasing these people around everywhere. It's the craziest thing. It's the weirdest thing, man. I've seen some strange movies, man.
Maybe that's one of them. I got to look up and find out. Well, I've seen a lot of obscure horror movies too. Stupid stuff like Zombies. It's about the zoo getting taken over, and all the animals are zombies.
Yeah.
And a zombie beaver.
Yeah. Leprechaun.
Those are awesome.
You see that?
Leprechaun in the Hood.
Oh, okay.
That motherfucker went to outer space. He went to outer space just like Jason.
Yeah.
How the hell did Jason go to outer space?
Like, the dude couldn't even run. He can't run. How's he getting on a shuttle?
No. Yeah. And most people don't even know that most people don't even know who the original killer was in Friday the 13th. Do you? In the very first Friday the 13th, who was the killer?
Oh, God bless. It was a relative, wasn't it?
His father.
It was like his grandma or his mom or something like that.
Because he drowned and died, right? He was supposed to be dead anyway.
Yeah, it was his mom, that's right.
You know, so this guy came back and all this weird stuff, but I'm just saying, some of those got a little far. The Leprechaun, I'm like, the first one, it was awful anyway. And believe it or not, Jennifer Aniston, that was her first starring role. She was in Leprechaun.
I love Jennifer Aniston. Just
like some other famous people who first starring role ever in a movie, Johnny Depp, First Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, wow. Look how far that guy came. He's a really good actor, Johnny Depp.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is everybody started somewhere, maybe somebody cheesy or not, but some of them went too far and some of them just sucked. Now, I love them, and, you know, some of them are campy and ridiculous. I get that. And then there's some that are great, just, oh my God. They just give you every time you watch it, you still get that chill at that one part. That's what
What'd you think of The Ring?
The first one? The original one is Japanese.
Right, no, I know that. I've seen that one.
And I didn't like it because, one, I hate having to read a movie. I don't mind once in a while.
I like to watch that. Like
there's a point where
when I know like a movie came from another movie like that, and it was a foreign flick. I like to watch the foreign flick to see if it was any better than what they did over here. You know how they remade it. Same story though.
So I'll tell you one thing that is creepy to me. Creepy little kids with twisted faces, that whole and turning upside down, and creepy ass old people. Other than that, none of that other stuff bothers.
Yeah, it is kind of weird.
It is kind of weird. Creepy ass little kids and creepy ass old people in movies. Talk about something that'll get you. For me, right away.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. That's totally weird, man. And it always freaks me out when there's like a ghostly little creepy little like kid in a movie. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's almost it's eerier than a monster. Because it's a little kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and you're like, oh God, you're like, you know, because all you can think is that's a little kid, you know. It's just weird, man.
And that's what makes it the scary thing, or the older person, because you're thinking of your grandparents or your grandma or grandpa. So that's one of those things that they do to get off on that. I know we went on a tangent about horror movies, and that wasn't the start, but. So tell us, what was your first horror movie you ever watched alone? What are some of your favorite horror movies that you like? If you do or you don't. if you don't like our discussion what we had, give us the finger. Say something bad to us. Say something at all, but just say something. We want to know what you're thinking and
subscribe.
A true classic never goes out of style.
That's right.
Just like,
I'll be back. I always come back.
Watch The Exorcist. Don't watch any of his movies. Watch The Exorcist. That's a great movie.
yes.
A great movie.
Until then, we're the Trauma Guys.
I'm Fayaz.
He's Fayaz.
That's Chucky.
That's Chucky.
Honor and obey.
Freaking ham.
All right, have a good night, guys.